got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna let it rain. Tonight, we're gonna let it rain. Tonight, we're gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we're gonna let it rain. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna let it rain. Tonight, we're gonna let it rain. Tonight, we're gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we're gonna let it rain. My heart rages around like an ocean in my head, because there are so many things that I left unsaid. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that is not reality. If you are echoing around inside these parallel dimensions all alone, know I'll find you in my dreams. My heart rages around like an ocean in my head. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that is not reality. If you are echoing around brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper fly now. London boy, but DC where I reside now. Put the time in while you always yelling time out. And for quit it, cause I know I'm coming with it. You were sitting, you were wishing I was handling my business. Now I got the ball like Harry Potter playing Quidditch. And my business is humongous, you would think that heaven's in it. Oh man, I'm all that, yeah, I'm all that. Working for that whip, yeah, that what you call that. I'ma blow up in the summer, have him yelling fall back. And I've always been ahead like an effing ball cap. Man, I came in the game like, whoa. Got a couple chains on me cause I like gold. They told me I'm the best and I told them I know. Cause when I'm in your town, every ticket I sold. Yeah, they saying I'm the man. Facts, bro. Facts, lot of haters. Tell me where they at though. I'm the new pop, all I do is rap though. Want me on your song, throw a couple stacks, yo. Woo! Everybody wanna do the same thing. Yup. That's why we ain't on the same page. No. Do my own thing and I maintain. Woo! Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah, I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah. I'm going mainstream. Damn. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Woo. I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Just saying I'm the man. Facts, bro. Lot of haters. Tell me where they at, though. I'm the new pop, all I do is rap, though. Want me on your song, throw a couple steps, yo. Everybody wanna do the same thing. That's why we ain't on the same page. Do my own thing, and I maintain. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah, I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream.
and I'll enjoy with my family and make some projects. What's your plan, Rohan?
I have plans to do open source, and that's why we are here. So let's start with the bang and Saxena. Let's explain what's open source before explaining BSoC.
Oh, yeah, sure. So, well, I'm pretty sure that you might have heard the word open source before. So, basically, basically, Uh-huh.
Um, I think there's some problem with the voice.
Okay.
एक बार कंफर्म कर लो उनसे कि उन्हें आवाज आ रही है क्या.
So please write in the chat if you are audible now. So okay, nice, great. Okay, so we'll start now. So basically, before explaining what BSoC is and so we should start with what is open source actually. So yeah, as I said, you might have already heard the word before, but let me explain to you it in a better way. So basically, open source means the definition is basically like a software that whose code is publicly available for anyone to use it. But you might ask that why does this concept even exist? So I have three answers for you. The first one is that you might agree with me on this that whenever if you are whenever you're trying to find a solution for something, but in an enclosed environment, that's not always the best way to do it. But when you make your problem reachable and accessible to the world, then it gets resolved even faster. And this is one of the core principles that open source works on. The next one is transparency. So you can tell the world how you made that code, how you tackle that problem statement from the ground, from the scratch, and they can learn from it, and you can basically help in growing the community. And the third term is very particular. It's called software freedom. And if you would let me, then I will say like hear this very properly. So, software freedom is a perspective that views software as a source of knowledge that should be accessible and not numbers to be chased. So, what I'm trying to imply is that this community does not solely focus on the profits or whatever like the other big giants and the corporations are doing, but this community is more about helping people grow and you know like uh, advancing the culture of technology and innovation through helping hands and making yourself accessible to the world. So it's also open source is the backbone of the entire software industry. These small libraries and the applications are working on as the backbone to these some of the biggest giants over there, and that's why this concept is that's why this concept even exists today. So
Okay, so that was a amazing explanation from Ayush sir, and you might know that yesterday the VS Code AI was open sourced. So yeah, open source community is growing. You might know about programs like GSoC, SOB, LFX, which are one of the most prestigious open source programs. So yeah, we have created one of our own to like teach the new students how to get into the open source community, what are the rules and regulations, how to step into it. So yeah, that's BSoC. So we have a total of 4 projects in web development, 2 projects in Android and game, and some projects in machine learning. So yeah, let's start with the projects.
so here's over to Om and Tanmay for the web development project.
Um, Hello guys. Am I audible? Wait a minute. Okay. I think before we start with the projects, we should, talk a bit about, the perks of BSoC. So, like, why even do BSoC, right? So, the first is like Ayush said, you get to learn new skills. You get to, understand the whole development process. This year, we are making projects from the ground up. We'll be making them from scratch. So you'll understand how to, think about something, how to actually translate an idea into a code. You get personal mentorships from, maintainers that will come up for your own projects, for any projects, from all of us, from the people who have done open source before, from all the cool people here who have cracked all of these open source programs and now are working on what cool projects. And yes, the amazing perk, people who do well at BSoC, they get a direct entry and into the interviews for the BitByte deving. So you get direct shortlist and then you'll be interviewed for the BitByte deving. So our shortlisting process is quite rigorous. So this is, a great chance. If you work enough on the projects and you know all the inside and out of it, you could even put these projects on your resume and they look amazing, because these are production grade projects. These are actually really big projects everyone has worked on. They look great on your resume. And of course, amazing swags and prizes, lots of prizes. So we hope you'll stick around. And as mentioned before, we have 4 domains, one of them being web dev, then Android dev, AIML, and game dev. So yeah, let's start with the web development domain. Tanmay, over to you.
Yes, thank you. So starting up with the web development projects, first we have Video. Can you change the slide? Yes. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tanmay Devankar, and alongside with Om Thorat, we'll be the maintainers for Video, or You Deserve One. So first of all, before actually getting into the details of the project, starting up with the web, I would actually like to explain why this project. So we believe that every student in IIIT DMJ actually deserves a safe space, a private space to actually make meaningful love connections, as I would say, on the campus. So what's the problem we are solving? Is that traditional campus matchmaking tools actually sacrifice privacy, expose sensitive information, and sometimes, feel clunky. So our goal, or what I would like to actually say, your goal is to build something that's exclusive to our institute, which is bulletproof, private, and yet delightful to use. So I know this might sound overwhelming. So I'll just say in 3 steps, you will basically create a project in which you will get to browse full roster of everyone in the college, select up to 5 people you'd like to connect with, and match with the people based on the choices. If they choose you and you choose them, you get a match. Otherwise, your choices remain completely anonymous. So I would like to move on to the features now. Can you go to the next slide? So the important features of Video, or the 4 pillars I would call it, are campus-wide directory. You'll be able to actually select from a full list of names and roll numbers of every student, including seniors and juniors. And obviously, there's absolute privacy, in which we'll be building an end-to-end encryption so that even the developers cannot choose or look at whom you have chosen. So, and another feature is that you will be able to only log in and use this application with your college email ID, which is at IIITDMJ.ac.in. And you'll also have custom profiles where you'll be able to share your interests and upload photos or craft your bio. Now I would like to move on to Om Thorat, who will explain more on the tech stack. Om? Om, are you there?
Yes. Hello, guys. So let's move on to the tech stack as Tanmay suggested. So for video, we'll be using Python for the backend, Python with Flask and Supabase. So Python, as you all know, is a language. It's an interpreted language. It's very easy to learn. Don't worry much about it. We'll give you the required resources. Flask is a framework used to make web servers, and that also is very easy and intuitive to learn. Supabase is basically an SQL database, and you'll be interacting with SQL, but we'll do it, far ahead in the future. Before you do any of the backend stuff, we'll take a workshop, so don't worry about it. I think most of you should by now be familiar with JavaScript or CSS. Don't worry if you are not, you still have a fine amount of time before the contribution period begins, and you can learn it all easily. Okay, so we'll be using React on the front end, and we'll be going with plain CSS and JavaScript, nothing too fancy. And I hope we'll be able to build, a great application with just basic tools. So what kind of things will you work on? What kind of, issues will be open? So the initial issues for like the first month or the first half of the month will be about, the front end of the web application. So you'll create an attractive UI, you'll create all the required pages, you'll create fluid transitions, the select buttons, the profile views, and all of that. Further then after the backend workshop that will have, around halfway of BSoC, we'll learn about how to, interface with the backend APIs, how to efficiently fetch data, since, we are interacting with the whole list of all the students in the college. It will be very crucial that we don't, double fetch things, because it is a huge database. Then furthermore ahead, we'll learn to interact with a SQL database. And on the privacy part, since we have made out a plan which keeps your choices entirely confidential, entirely, as in even the developer, that is me, Tanmay, or any of you even working on it, anyone who is running the app even won't be able to know or understand who has chosen whom. As you know, that is a significant privacy risk. Hence, will learn about public private key encryption, and will implement it within our app to achieve that levels of privacy. For UI design, we'll mainly be using Figma, and you are welcome to contribute to that as well. And yes, that's it about video. And I hope you all will have a great time contributing to it. Further, to explain Exambird, I'd like to call on Ritankar Saha and Herschel. Over to you.
Hello, good evening, good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon. Am I audible? So एग्जाम वर्ड सुन के सबको डर तो नहीं लग गया कि कहीं रिजल्ट तो नहीं आ रहा सर, या कुछ एग्जाम अभी तो खत्म हुए हैं, सेमेस्टर एंड सेमेस्टर, कुछ ऐसा डर तो नहीं लगा किसी को? तो लेट्स सी कि एग्जाम वर्ड एक्चुअली है क्या, कि मतलब बहुत एग्जाम से रिलेटेड चीज है जो हम यूजुअली फेस करते हैं एग्जाम्स के ड्यूरिंग में या बिफोर द एग्जाम्स, की जो हम बहुत ज़्यादा फेस करते हैं. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड हो. तो ये सिचुएशन तो सबने फेस करी होगी कि यार भाई नोट्स दे दे, बट कभी कोई अपना दोस्त होता है वो कभी नोट्स नहीं देता है, प्रोक्रास्टिनेट करता रहता है, कभी वो नोट्स मिल ही नहीं पाते और एग्जाम होके चले जाता है और हमारे मार्क्स तो दिखते ही हैं हमें इस तरीके के. या हमें कभी पीवाईक्यू चाहिए होता है और हमें पीवाईक्यू मिलता ही नहीं है, या ऑल सेम की ड्राइव लिंक नहीं मिलती हमें, कभी हम ढूंढते रह जाते हैं कि हाँ कहाँ है ऑल सेम ड्राइव, और हमें मिलती ही नहीं है और उससे भी बहुत ज्यादा चोट हो जाती है. तो एग्जाम वर्ड क्या करेगा, हम नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में देखते हैं कि क्या होने वाला है स्लाइड में. तो वन ऑफ द मेन फीचर ऑफ एग्जाम वर्ड इज कि वो 100% स्क्रैच होने वाला है. 100% स्क्रैच से बनाएंगे हम, अपनी क्रिएटिविटी यूज करेंगे डिजाइन्स के अंदर कि हम किस तरीके से होम पेज को डिजाइन कर सकते हैं, किस चीज को हम किस तरीके की डेटाबेस कैसे बना सकते हैं. ऐसा कोई प्री रिक्विजिट आपको जरूरत नहीं है, हम टेक स्टैक जो जरूरत है वो तो बताएंगे ही, बट ये जो प्रोजेक्ट है पहले से कभी बना हुआ नहीं है, हम स्टार्ट से स्क्रैच से बनाएंगे. तो जितनी भी तुम्हारे अंदर क्रिएटिविटी है, जो भी तुम्हारे दिमाग के अंदर ऐसा लगता है कि हाँ ये सब बढ़िया होगा, तो हम सारी चीज़ यहाँ पे यूज कर सकते हैं. और काफी टाइम हो चुका है कि हम एग्जाम के अंदर कुक होते आ रहे हैं, हमेशा बस मार्क्स गंदे आते जा रहे हैं, CGPA आ नहीं रही है, रन से हो नहीं रहा है. तो क्यों ना कुछ बिल्ड ही कर लें अच्छा, क्यों ना कोई ऐसा कुछ अच्छा बना दे कि जिससे कुछ तो अच्छा हो जाए हमारा एग्जाम्स के अंदर. तो एग्जाम बोर्ड के अंदर क्या होगा कि एक पीवाईक्यू का सेक्शन होगा जहाँ पे हमें बहुत सारे प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर्स वहीं एक सेंट्रलाइज लोकेशन में मिल जाएंगे। वहाँ डिस्कशन फोरम होगा जहाँ हम अपने अपने पास पास के जितनी बैचमेट्स हैं या सीनियर्स हैं वहाँ पे हम डिस्कस कर सकते हैं रिगार्डिंग एग्जाम्स की किस तरीके से फॉलो करना है, किस तरीके से एग्जाम्स का पीवाईक्यू देखने हैं, नोट्स देखने हैं। और सबसे बड़ी चीज, सबसे बोरिंग काम होता है लैब मटेरियल्स लिखना। लैब मटेरियल्स मतलब पूरा कॉपी पेस्ट होता है वो तो, एंड किस लैब फाइल लिख ली कि नहीं लिख ली भाई हम ढूंढते रह जाते हैं। तो क्यों ना एक ही जगह पे अगर हमें लैब मटेरियल सारे एक ही जगह पे मिल गए तो कितना बढ़िया नहीं हो जाएगा। तो बस ये एग्जाम वर्ड्स के लिए यूज आएगा। अब हम लोग इसको अपलोड एंड व्यू नोट्स के लिए भी यूज कर सकते हैं कि हमें अभी कोई अच्छे मेरे नोट्स हैं और मेरे को अपने बैचमेट्स की हेल्प करनी है तो मैं वहाँ अपलोड कर सकता हूँ। अगर मेरे को नोट्स की जरूरत है एग्जाम टाइम करना है, अभी खुद एग्जाम क्विज़ेस के लिए, मिड सेम के लिए, तो वहाँ पे हम नोट्स भी देख सकते हैं। एंड सबसे अच्छी चीज की मोबाइल रिस्पॉन्सिव यूआई होगा क्योंकि लैपटॉप तो हर जगह मिल नहीं सकता। एग्जाम के पहले हम चलते चलते आ रहे हैं, एमएस के सामने जा रहे हैं, तो लैपटॉप तो साथ में कैरी नहीं कर सकते। साथ में मोबाइल होगा, उसमें भी हम नोट्स पढ़ते पढ़ते जा सकते हैं। तो एंड इसमें सबसे बड़ी चीज होगी कि हम लोग इसके अंदर सर्च एंड फिल्टर वाला ऑप्शन रखने वाले हैं। यानी कि जैसे अगर हम लोगों को सिर्फ फिजिक्स के, थर्मोडायनेमिक्स के नोट्स चाहिए तो हम सारे नोट्स तो ढूंढते रहेंगे ही नहीं। इससे बढ़िया है कि हम उसके अंदर सर्च कर सकते हैं, फिल्टर कर सकते हैं अपने नोट्स को कि हमें किस तरीके की चीज चाहिए, किस तरीके के नोट्स चाहिए। एंड इवन हम अगर किसी टॉपर बच्चे के नोट्स चाहिए तो हम वो भी फिल्टर लगा सकते हैं, हाँ कि हाँ मुझे हिमांग मिश्रा के ही नोट्स चाहिए या अपने बैच के टॉपर के नोट्स ही चाहिए। इस तरीके से हम फिल्टर लगा सकते हैं। नाउ आई वांट टू कॉल Ritankar Saha for explaining the tech stack.
Yeah, so basically we will be using the MERN tech stack over here. तो backend के लिए backend framework जो हम use करेंगे वो Express.js, and for the database we will be using Postgres. Front end we will be doing only React. Basically MERN stack, and Postgres का कुछ server वगैरह नहीं नमाना पड़ेगा. The entire project is Dockerized. So yeah, मतलब basically एक का मतलब project का जो setup है मैं वो बोल रहा हूँ कि like वो इतना messy भी नहीं है. Like you need to just run one command and everything will be set up at once. So yeah, and file storage के लिए we will be using Cloudinary, and of course project management के लिए GitHub use करेंगे. So yeah, this is basically the tech stack for the entire project. MERN stack है. So I guess like most of the guys who are starting development will be doing MERN at first. Like that was how I started. So yeah, like you are free to like contribute to this project and learn from this project. And regarding the issues, just like Om said, for the first month most of the issues will be front end related. As this project is completely built from scratch, we like for now we only have 2 or 3 basic pages. I will be like pushing the entire repository in a day or two and you guys can go through the project. So yeah, like for now there is only 1 or 2 pages and we need to redesign those pages as well. And apart from that we need to create 3 or 4 more pages as well. So yeah, for the first month basically it will be all front end issues, and where जो necessary जो मतलब उस front end pages के लिए जो necessary back end है उतना like I have already pre-built ताकि help हो जाए, ठीक है. And after that we will be moving on to more back end issues after the 1 month, so that you guys get a proper grip of the project. So yeah, and that's it for me. And Harshal, do you want to add something else to the hello?
No, next slide.
Yeah. Yeah, though, so that's basically the tech stack for the entire project. And हम जो करेंगे मतलब एक रफ ओवरव्यू है कि स्टूडेंट एडमिन डैशबोर्ड्स बनाएंगे हम. नोट्स एंड पेपर अपलोड का डाउनलोड जो इंटरफेसेस है वो बनाएंगे, एंड नोट्स अपलोड नो एंड पेपर अपलोड जो वो पूरा जो प्रोसीडियर है कैसे अपलोड हो रहा है, कुछ एपीआई के थ्रू अपलोड हो रहा है, सब कुछ एकदम स्क्रैच से होगा. लाइक वो सब चीजें अभी भी इज नॉट इम्प्लीमेंटेड. बैक एंड एपीआईज दिस विल बी कमिंग इन द सेकंड मंथ, not in the first month. Firstly, you guys will be working on front end issues only, core React issues, yeah. And global search and filtering logic, responsive UI components, and state management, that basically comes under the front end portion only. And apart from this, extra perks you will be getting on working this project is you guys will be having a complete understand of GitHub, like not just like push pull and all of those commands. Like I will be teaching you guys some extra commands apart from those as well, like how to rebase thing, how to squash commits, how to actually write proper commit messages, and all of those things. Auth and security portion is also not implemented for this project, so we will be doing that from scratch as well. Yeah, and so and this is basically it for the project. Thank you.
Now we would
And
like to call Ayush Saxena and Hemang Mishra for Android development.
So actually, before Android development, there is one more project, that is the BSoC website itself. So I would like to call Rohan to tell you more about this project. He will be maintaining it along with Abhijit.
So hello everyone again. I am here again. So let's start with the explanation. So first of all, Abhijit sir is absent for now. So let me explain. So unlike exam, but BSoC website would be a project that's carry over from previous year. Many of your seniors, us and even our seniors have worked on this project, and we will be like making it better and better. So for BSoC website, BSoC website is the face, literally the face of BSoC, where the contributors, the maintainers would be listed, and you can literally see how the which project is maintained by which maintainer, and yes, there would be a scoreboard. So people like a little bit of competition. So it would be like for the people. And next slide. So for the features of BSoC website, there are many amazing features already integrated, but we would be like extending the features and adding some of the new from us. People are free to suggest any new changes, but the main thing that would be changes is the authentication process that was done through Google. But yeah, we are thinking of doing it through GitHub, so that people who are like committing their changes to our BSoC, and the repos under BSoC would be reflected on the website live. So, and there would be also some refactoring of the database and boosting SEO visibility. And also, we would be redesigning the UI with the help of some of the design guys. And yeah, for the tech stack of BSoC, there would be simple HTML, CSS, and Vue. So it would be like really beginner friendly for people who are jumping in new. And there would also be Firebase for database. So we are keeping it very simple like previous years. We are proposing some new changes, and that's all. So I would like to next call Hemang, Vaibhav, and Yash for the project Getit.
Hello, everybody. So, myself, Yash Patil, and myself and Vaibhav will be the maintainers for this project. So, Getit is also a project from past year. So, Getit is a platform designed specifically for our campus. It allows students to easily buy and sell campus merchandise like t-shirts, hoodies, as well as event tickets for various college events. So different clubs can sell their merchandise and list their events on Getit, and students can buy the merchandise, and students can register for the events. So yes, moving to the next slide.
So yeah, if now like I talk about the features, so like our website is packed with many features. First of all, like we can easily buy tickets for all the exciting college events. Then campus club can sell their official merchandise right here. Plus we have got personalized shopping, like where we can discover and buy products you will love. And like for managing whole thing, there is an admin dashboard, like where we can track sales, performance, and analytics. So majorly, like we will focus on the products page and the admin dashboard features in this summer. And next slide. So now, if I talk about the tech stack, I will not say it as hard, but not also on the easier side. Like it might be comparatively on the harder side than other projects. In the front end, we have a framework Vue.js, Node.js, and Pinia. Like Pinia is the state management library for Vue.js. Like it is designed to for make simpler and modern Vue.js. And for the backend, we have Django framework. Now, if I talk about like yes, what we are going to do.
Hmm. So we are going to develop the admin dashboard, which will be UI front-end issues in the starting, like dynamic product attribute components, multi image management, and products. Like the admin dashboard will be the front-end part, and the back-end part will be building models and building secure API endpoints. Moving next to Android.
So, hello everyone, it's me again. And starting with Android development. So, this year we are happy to introduce two new projects, and we'll be conducting two workshops for this also. The first one will share some basic Kotlin fundamentals, and we'll keep the tech stack as Kotlin and Jetpack Compose. We'll talk about this more in the next slides. And so basically, this year we decided to move forward with teaching you how to set up the Android Studio, which was already done in the workshop conducted offline. So now we'll move on to teaching you how to push the commits to GitHub directly. And moving to the next slide. So this is the first project that we'll be maintaining. This is me and Hemang. We'll be the maintainers for Nudge. So basically, this project comes when, let's say, whenever we announce an event. So that happens through emails or through WhatsApp group notifications. But the thing is, people tend to miss it since emails don't usually arrive on time due to college servers, and the WhatsApp groups, they are just like, let's say this it's not a very good platform to announce events. So here comes Nudge, which is the solution for this problem, and it's a centralized Android application where host can list events and students can discover and RSVP and stay updated in one singular place. So as we say, this will contain all the clubs, and that will be the host. And the host can start an event, and that event can contain all the details, like the ones that used to be shared on these previous channels, like WhatsApp and Gmail. Then the students, like the members, will have one tap RSVP access to these events, and they will have the ticket access and the event information. And also, if some payment has to be made, we are planning to integrate that also. Now, over to Himang to explain you the next slide for the tech stack.
Okay, so before moving to the tech stack, we'll first discuss the features that we're going to implement here. So we are, Ayush has given us a brief about this. So we are going to see that in detail. So the first part and the most important part is definitely the authentication. So obviously we have to make sure the people who come to that app, they are actually the genuine people of IIITDMJ and they are not coming with some anonymous or fake emails. So the people who are actually interacting with the app, they need to be genuine. So we'll be implementing authentication. The second and the most important feature of the app that is there is actually following a particular host. It means it's kind of you can follow a particular club for its updates. Like, for example, if I'm not interested in some XYZ clubs and there are, I think 20, 30, whatever clubs are, number of clubs are there. I don't want to receive updates of every club, but I want to stay updated with a very few of them. Right. So that's how we can follow a particular host. So whenever the host actually lists an event, you will receive an update that this club is going to conduct this event on this particular date. So that is actually notifying the people and making sure that people receive only relevant information. The second, the another important feature is actually the RSVP feature. So with the RSVP feature, the host, this is actually beneficial for host also, that host will be actually able to predict what is the approximate number of people who are coming to my event. So according to that, they can actually plan the rooms and everything. Otherwise, sometimes it becomes overwhelming and a lot of people show up. So it's very important for clubs to stay updated on that too. And the last and the one of the major USPs of our app is actually the calendar view. So it's like there'll be a particular screen. So for example, if I want to just see it from a club's perspective, I want to conduct an event and I just want to find a free slot in the week. It's really very difficult. Like I have to talk to I don't know how many number of clubs they have kept event here and there, and it's really difficult to find an empty slot. And what if some club actually change their timings? And I have to actually stay updated with the timing of when they have changed the timing of their club. So according to that, I'll have to shift my event also. So all these things gets really messy. But what if we have kind of, you might have seen in Google Calendar, there's a weekly view. What if you actually have that view here also, and you can see which events are there in at this week, and you can actually manage it entirely. Also, there can be filters that I want to see only my events, the events which are registered for, and so on. So now we'll proceed to how we are actually going to implement this. So we'll see the tech stack in detail. So in the tech stack, obviously, as Ayush has mentioned, we'll be using Kotlin and Jetpack Compose. Jetpack Compose, let me give you a brief. You might already know that Jetpack Compose is a way of building UI in Android. Like you have HTML, CSS, and React, and all. For building the UI, here we have Jetpack Compose. And for the backend part, it's like where the data would be stored for all the events. That there we'll be using Firebase. Firebase will also like Firebase provides various features. One of the major features, obviously, database, which is Firestore. Also, it provides with us with authentication. So the email authentication and the Google authentication will be implementing would be provided by Firebase itself. So let's see how you'll be learning, how you'll be proceeding in this pathway. So the first, at the start, you'll receive issues related to UI components only. So first, we'll ask you to study Kotlin in the first session, and we'll ask you how you can get started with Jetpack Compose. After that, once you get like acquainted with Jetpack Compose and how to build UIs, you'll be actually receiving issues only related to that. So whatever we'll teach, whatever we'll give you resources for, that only we'll be giving issues only, or also. So first you'll be building UI related issues. Once you get used to it, we'll be actually seeing how UI actually interacts with the backend of Android. And mind it, backend of Android. So how you can actually navigate from one screen to another, how user maintains the state, so that if I go out of my app, come back to my app, so still I'm there on the same screen and the same state as I was there previously. And at the end, we'll finally conduct a workshop related to Firebase and finally teach you how to actually connect the front end with the back end part. So this was all about Nudge. So we'll now proceed to our next project of Android, which is Digigate. So I'll call Harsh and Sujil for that.
Hello, hello. I'm Harsing Vadoria, and I will be maintainer of Digigate along with Sujal. So now I'm sure all of us have waited at the main gate or the hostel gate because the queue was unreasonably long, and all that just for a simple name entry or sometimes just a signature. And no one likes to wait, right? So Digigate aims to solve exactly that problem. Um, can we move to the next slide, please? Yeah. So the main purpose of this app is to send leave requests or like entry exit requests, which will be received by the guard, and they can approve your requests in real time. So you can, um, so the whole process becomes a whole lot smoother. The records are easier to maintain, and you can just scan a QR on the go. It'll be an app on your phone. You can scan it on the go, and boom, the entry has been done. No longer uh, would you have to wait, right? So the main features are, of course, you'll be able to submit leave requests with the appropriate details. The record will be created, late entries will be handled, and it'll all just be a lot more convenient. Now moving on to the tech stack. So now, as Hemang said, I think he explained it very well. First of all, we'll be starting with the UI related issues. You'll be learning Jetpack Compose for that. Um, Yeah, you'll be learning Jetpack Compose for that. And initially, the issues will be related to UI only and the previews of those UIs. Then slowly, we'll start integrating the Android backend, which is how you maintain the state, the navigation. Um, exactly. The main structure of the issues will remain similar to that of the other Android app because the basic functionality will be similar. Like we're starting it from scratch, so the base features will be quite similar. You'll be learning the same things, and the workshops will be common. We'll be taking workshops for the UI and these things back end, right? We'll take workshops for, so don't worry about that. And at the end, we will try to integrate the camera handling. How will you open the camera with the app? Libraries like CameraX, etc. So I hope you all will have a fun time building this app, and let's hope we build something good together. Now I'd like to call the AI and ML guys.
Hello everyone, I'm Prince. Let's start with most exciting domain, artificial intelligence and machine learning. So you all know about AI, what AI can do and what AI is doing. AI is all around us in apps, websites, sports, music, wherever you need. So moving to the next slide. Let's give you brief idea about machine learning. Machine learning is all about teaching machine to learn from data. Just we learn from our experiences. The Summer of ML is a beginner friendly and project driven learning. So I am going to be the maintainer of Summer of ML along with Vishal Engineering. And guess what? This summer you will not just learn ML, you will actually going to build cool real world ML projects. We will start with like based from basic from scratch and we're going to define up with the LLM fix your mess ups. So moving to next slide. Okay, let's talk about what we are going to learn in Summer of ML. We will start with the fundamental like Python and the libraries like Pandas, NumPy. And from that, we will going to learn ML algorithms like regression, classification, clustering, and going to learn how model actually work. After that, we will going to the some of the advanced topic like deep learning, and we will going to explore neural networks, even the foundation of generative, and how to fine tune the LLMs. So right after this, there is going to intro to machine learning workshop. In this session, we will start from scratch. I want to say that just bring your curiosity and consistency. We will see the rest. So thank you and see you in the workshop. Now get ready for the game development. I would like to call our game dev team, Divyansh Kumar.
So, hello, people. Well, Assassin's Creed, you must have heard of the name, right? A big game franchise. We're not building that. We'll be building Assassin's Creed. Yeah, like a greedy little assassin. So, what's this project all about? So, what we're going to be building is a 2D stealth platformer where you will take up the role of a ninja and basically you'll be doing all the cool stuff that ninjas do, throwing ninja stars, executing kills, climbing on walls, right? And all of this will be built from scratch in Unity. And now for the tech stack, I would like to call Divyanju Singh.
First of all, am I audible? Uh, क्योंकि ये मेरे लैपटॉप से जा रहा है तो फिर थोड़ा ग्लिचेस आए थे इनिशियली तो इसलिए मैं जस्ट पूछ रहा हूँ ओके ओके सो लाइक हम अगर हम इनिशियली अब गेम डेव करने जा रहे हैं तो सबसे पहले आप लोग को यूनिटी तो आना चाहिए यूनिटी पे तो हम मतलब इनिशियली हम मोस्टली फोकस करने वाले हैं और सी शार्प लैंग्वेज पे मोस्टली फोकस करेंगे उसके साथ ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग क्योंकि हेलो हेलो हेलो
So I guess we're having some technical issues towards that side. Uh, okay, I'll just start explaining the tech stack for now. So the engine that we're going to be using is Unity, and in that, what we're going to be building in is the 2D universal render pipeline. The language that we're going to be using is C Sharp, and the IDE will be VS Code. And for controlling the version, like you build something, right, and you want to be able to collaborate with others. For that, we're going to be using Git and GitHub. And for the assets and audio, we're going to be BFXR, Free Sound, and Kenny's assets. And like the main learning goals through this would be to learn C Sharp and object-oriented programming. And you're going to be getting hands-on with Unity 2D. Like building a 2D stealth platformer is going to be a hell of a project if you're ever going to build anything in, building games and stuff like that, right? And you'll also understand game design mechanics and user experience, how does the game work, what are the features that you should put in that will be engaging and fun for the user, right? And you'll also learn how to make a clean repository, having a learn model and modular uh, reusable code structure. Move on to the next slide, please. So the final output from this project is you're gonna get a game project with one full stealth level, a GitHub repository with clean commit history, and we're going to be exporting it in WebGL, which is the format that those Flash games used to be on, or a Windows build like your exe files. We're going to also be creating a demo video, and in bonus, if you guys like, a leaderboard, level timer, or even integrating a cutscene. Next slide. So now the design domain, and for this we have maintainers, which is me, Kumar Shalab, and another design person, Piyush Shah. So the domains are going to be.
So about the UI UX and the branding part, I'd say that don't think of design as an extra work. Think of it as a part of building a good software and making the product that actually people want to use. In the UI UX part, you can contribute by improving the visual hierarchy, having a consistent spacing throughout the product, and making things responsive. In the branding part, you can contribute by designing a proper brand guideline for the product and having that consistency throughout the product. Now, Kumar can talk about the tools.
Okay, yeah. So the tools that we're going to be using is Figma and the Adobe Creative Suite. Why Figma is that it is really easy to collaborate with programmers. It has a dev mode, and yeah, we are all pretty familiar with it. And in Adobe Creative Suite, we're mainly going to be using Photoshop, Illustrator, and XD if you want to. But yeah, basically that's all the tech stack that we're going to be using.
Yeah, so this marks the end of the explanations for all the projects for BSoC. So now let's get the timeline. So people who are interested can take a screenshot for further seeing. And yeah, let me explain the timeline. So first of all, the inauguration is today, that is 21st March, and from 23rd to 8th June, we will be holding some amazing workshops for teaching you some project specific and some other things like GitHub. And from 9th June, the contribution period will start, where we will open some issues and you can grab them for some points. And from mid-July, BitByte interviews would be there. So guys who are interested in joining BitByte, perform well in the scorecard. And next page. So previous year we had some amazing mentors like Rishikesh Sir or Samakshar, and we hope that we can do the same this year too. So interested people, react in the chat. And what you should do next, you would be shared the Discord link for all the informations in your WhatsApp group. So do join the WhatsApp group and also explore the BSoC website where all the maintainers and the project lists are uploaded. So thanks. And Ayush, do you want to say something else?
Absolutely, you got most of the point covered. So basically, the thing is, for the next 2 months, keep the BSoC website pinned and the Discord server also keep that active. So, and yeah, one very important thing that this is an open source community, and these all projects will be open source. So you will be definitely seeing people, 2, 3, 4 people getting the comment section of an issue, and sometimes you will get assigned the issue, or other times some other person. So take this as a sport and focus on developing the project rather than tracking the leaderboard so hard. So maintain the enthusiasm, and we'd love to see you in the BSoC projects.
So yeah, so this marks the end of the inauguration of the BSoC. So let's welcome all the maintainers and all the contributors who are excited to take part in this. This is your, this is literally your entry to the open source world, where you can later go to some prestigious other open source projects like GSoC or Summer of Bitcoin. So interested people, please react in the chat. Let's keep the interaction going. And yeah, this marks the end. So thank you guys. Goodbye and stay safe.
Thank you so much for joining, everyone. Bye bye.
Thanks all the maintainers and all the people in the live YouTube. Thank you all. Goodbye.
Thank you, Rohan. Thank you, Ayush, for hosting this.
Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream.